A new year and some big things are happening at Epic. Thanks for joining us. I'm Joshua McKee, and this is ENN Now.
And I'm Harrison Favero. There are some changes for Epic students in 2025 and how they access classes. For details, let's go to Bella Buckner in our Tulsa bureau.
We are back to class, and all students have a new way to log into their virtual classes. To sign into Zoom, students need to use the SSO button instead of the Google button. Another option is to join Zoom through Clever. This is required for all Zoom meetings. In other Epic news, seniors can win a QuickTrip gift card for filling out free applications for student aid by February 28th. This is an Oklahoma graduation requirement, and by doing this, you could win a gift card. Are you Epic's next star? Epic's Got Talent and Art Show is January 31st. Students will showcase their skills in singing, dancing, and acting. You can register online to have your art or talent considered for the show. With your Epic News, I'm Bella Buckner.
The state can enforce rules on students' pronouns on official records, but the Board of Education didn't follow the right procedures to do so. According to the KFOR TV, Cleveland County Judge Michael Tupper issued the split ruling in the so-called student pronouns lawsuit and said that while the SDE's rule was enforceable, the Board of Education violated the student's constitutional rights and incorrectly followed procedure by not giving the student due process. The Moore Public School student had requested to change their gender markers on their school records back in 2023 with an emergency ruling by the Oklahoma State Board of Education, which requires all students to notify the board when they want to change their gender markers on their school records. The state board is expected to meet again to make the emergency rule permanent and will have to give the student a chance to make their case before the board.
Oklahoma Attorney General Gentner Drummond dismissed charges against an Oklahoma City police officer in connection with an incident involving an elderly Vietnamese man that has outraged the city's Asian community. Drummond took over the prosecution on December 23rd from the Oklahoma County's DA's office after a grand jury returned an indictment against Sergeant Joseph Gibson. Police body cam footage appears to show 71-year-old Lick Vu pushing Gibson's chest after a traffic stop. Gibson responded by throwing Vu to the ground and arresting him. According to a press release from his office, Drummond said police officers should not face criminal prosecution for actions that are in line with their training. Drummond said the officer did not exhibit criminal intent. He also highlighted the importance of following police instructions and not making unwanted physical contact with officers for safety reasons. An internal investigation by the Oklahoma City Police Department is still happening to determine if Sergeant Gibson violated any policies or procedures which could result in non-criminal accountability.
According to the Associated Press, the U.S. Department of Justice has accused Oklahoma City Police of discriminating against those with behavioral health disabilities. The AP reported the DOJ found that the city needlessly institutionalizes adults with mental illness and that the police department often escalates crisis situations by responding with armed officers instead of behavioral health professionals. This approach, the report states, often leaves urgent mental health needs unaddressed and can lead to the avoidable use of force. The city says it's reviewing the report. The investigation in Oklahoma is one of 12 similar probes initiated by the DOJ since April 2021, many of which were prompted by high-profile deaths involving police, such as George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. The DOJ says it may file a lawsuit to ensure compliance with the Americans with Disabilities Act if a resolution can't be reached with the city. Oklahoma Attorney General Gentner Drummond and Governor Kevin Stitt have acknowledged the need for improvements in the state's mental health system, but criticized the DOJ's actions as federal overreach.
The Oklahoma City Thunder are on one of their best starts in franchise history. For details, here's ENN Sports Director J.J. Sten.
After picking up their 15th win in a row against Eastern Conference number 2 seed and defending champions Boston Celtics, the Thunder have extended their franchise-breaking win streak, which was formerly 12, or 14 if you count the Seattle Supersonics record. Through the stretch of games, the Thunder have took down multiple top-seeded teams in the NBA and have seen many signature performances from superstar Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who had 3 40-point games and only 5 games where he scored below 30. SGA now has the most 40-point games and the most 30-point games in the NBA this season, while being top 5 in steals and being top 5 in blocks as a guard. During the stretch, the team is ranked as one of the best defenses ever and through this part of the season have the best SRS in league history, which calculates how good a team is through point differential and strength of opponent with a rating of 12.07. Now the Thunder look ahead to a nationally broadcasted game on Wednesday against the NBA best 31-4 Cleveland Cavaliers, who are also on their own winning streak of 10 games in a row.
The sun is shining, but don't let it fool you. Wind chills this week are well below zero. Rima Neal in Tulsa tells us when we can expect a warm-up.
The bad news is it's not going to warm up anytime soon. In fact, more winter weather may be coming to the state Thursday, according to the National Weather Service. For the next 2 days, temperatures statewide barely give above freezing. Overnight, temperatures are as low as 8 degrees in northern Oklahoma. On Thursday, temperatures start to rise, but there's also a chance of snow. So tell me how that works. The highest chances of snow are across the southern Oklahoma and far eastern Oklahoma. Finally, Saturday and Sunday, we start to see more sun and warmer temperatures. With your weather outlook, I'm Raymond Neal.
School's back in session, and though Oklahoma's chilly, there's still plenty of cool activities. Renee Collins is back in Tulsa with all the info.
Over here in Tulsa, the Tulsa Oilers hockey team is back for another weekend, January 10th through 12th at the BOK Center. This weekend at the Tulsa Performing Arts Center, Oliver will be having performances all weekend, January 10th through 12th. On January 11th, Tulsa Farmers Market will happen 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. In Oklahoma City, the 2025 ESPN Gymnastics Invitational will take place January 10th through 11th at the Paycom Center. In Oklahoma City also, the Oklahoma City Farmers Market will happen on January 8th. And that's everything on the calendar, so you can have an epic week.
That's all the time we have today. Thanks for joining us.
Be sure to keep checking our news website and social media pages for more news from our team of student journalists.